Before you listen, you now have 30 seconds to read questions 1 to 10.
Hello, welcome to the Rivermouth Sailing Club. My name's Sarah. How can I help you today?
Hi Sarah, my name's David. I'm interested in joining the club and maybe signing up for some courses this summer.
Excellent, David. I can certainly help you with that. First, let's fill out the membership registration form. What is your full name?
It's David Garrard.
Could you spell your last name for me, please?
Yes, it's Garrard.
Perfect. Now, we have 3 levels of membership: full, associate, and temporary. The full membership is for a whole year, while the temporary membership is designed for people who are only here for the summer season.
The temporary one sounds best for me, as I'll be moving to London in September.
Great. Temporary membership it is. And what's a good contact phone number for you?
My mobile is 07700 900152.
Let me repeat that, 07700 900152.
Yes, that's correct.
And when would you like this membership to start?
I'd like it to start on the 18th of July, actually. Wait. I have some time off work earlier than that. Can we make it the 15th of July instead?
Yes, July 15th is fine. And how will you be paying for the membership and course fees today? We accept debit cards, bank transfers, or cash.
I have cash on me today, so I'll pay with that.
That's great. It makes things simple. Now, which course would you like to select first? We have a basic sailing course, a safety course, and a racing course.
Well, I've done quite a bit of basic sailing before, so I'd like to sign up for the racing course.
Oh, fantastic. The racing course is very popular. Just so you know, that course runs on a Friday. Is that okay for you?
Yes, Friday is perfect. I have that day off.
Excellent. And please note the location. Our basic classes are held at the lake, but the racing course meets at the harbor.
The harbor is actually closer to my house, so that's perfect.
Great. Now, regarding gear. We provide all the safety equipment, including life jackets, but you must bring your own boots. The deck can get very slippery and regular trainers aren't safe.
I have a good pair of sailing boots, so I'll bring those.
Wonderful. Just out of interest, how did you hear about our club? Did you see our website or maybe read our newsletter?
Actually, I was driving to work last week and saw a large banner hanging near the main bridge. It had your club logo and details.
Ah, yes. We put that banner up last month. It's been really effective. Now, let's calculate the total fee. The racing course is £120, and the temporary membership fee is £25. So that comes to a total of £145.
That's very reasonable. Here is £150 in cash.
Thank you. Here is your £5 change and your receipt.
That is the end of part 1. You now have 30 seconds to check your answers. Before you listen, you now have 30 seconds to read questions 11 to 20.
Hello everyone, my name is Paul, and I'm the lead coordinator for the Greenlands Nature Reserve expansion. I'm delighted to welcome you all here today to give you an update on our new facilities and some guidelines for when you visit. You might know that we planned to open this extension last winter, but we had to put things on hold. Many people assumed it was because of the heavy rain and flooding we experienced in January, or that we were waiting for additional municipal funding to clear. However, the real issue was a protracted planning dispute with a local developer over land boundaries, which fortunately has now been resolved in our favor. Now, once you enter the new wetland area, you'll see our brand new wooden boardwalk. Although we hope to allow dog walking there in the future, we ask that you do not bring dogs into the wetlands for now to protect nesting birds. We also strictly prohibit visitors from feeding the birds, as it disrupts their natural diet. However, you are welcome to use the wooden boardwalk to get a fantastic, close-up view of the marshland habitat. Next, I'd like to talk about our new volunteer program. We already have active programs with local schools for weekend projects. But this new program has been designed specifically for corporate teams. It's a great opportunity for local businesses looking for team-building exercises that give back to the community. We also hope to launch a separate group for retired residents next year. For those driving to the reserve, please note that the parking layout has changed. The old car park near the southern entrance is now closed for resurfacing. Instead, we have opened a new, larger car park. It is situated directly behind the sports field. It's a short 5-minute walk from there to the visitor center and cafe, which remains next to the main entrance. Entry to the reserve remains completely free for all local residents. For non-residents, we've had to introduce a small admission fee to help with maintenance. Children under 12 get in for free, and students pay a discounted rate of £3. The standard entry ticket for adults who do not live in the local area is now £5. There is also a special group pass for £8, which covers up to 4 people. Before you head out today, I need to go over a few guidelines for visitors to ensure everyone stays safe and our wildlife is protected. First, if you are walking with dogs, they must be kept on a lead at all times near the lake. We've had a few incidents where dogs have chased the nesting ducks. Second, we have a strict zero-waste policy. Please put all litter into the bins provided, or if they are full, take it home with you. Do not leave bags of rubbish next to the bins. Third, there are some rare wildflowers in the reserve. Do not touch the plants growing near the marsh, as they are highly sensitive to damage. Fourth, for safety reasons, cooking and lighting a fire are strictly forbidden anywhere on the reserve. Finally, if you notice any injured wildlife or rule breaking, please do not try to handle the situation yourself. Instead, contact the warden office immediately. Our staff are trained to deal with emergencies. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy your visit.
That is the end of part 2. You now have 30 seconds to check your answers. Before you listen, you now have 30 seconds to read questions 21 to 30.
Hi Mark, thanks for meeting me. I'm really excited about our presentation on urban agriculture, but we need to finalize the details before we meet our supervisor.
No problem, Helen. I've been doing some research too. I was looking into the history of rooftop gardens. and I was amazed by how ancient they are. I knew they were popular in medieval monasteries to grow herbs, and I expected they might have been used as defense structures in ancient cities. But what really surprised me was how highly advanced the irrigation systems were in ancient Babylon. They actually managed to pump water several stories high using mechanical devices.
That is fascinating. For my case study, I chose the supermarket rooftop project in the city center. It's not actually the largest of its kind in the country, that's the one in Chicago, and they keep their water filtration system a closely guarded secret, so it's not a unique system I could study in depth. But I chose it because its data on crop yields is fully public on their website. It makes it so much easier to analyze their annual production.
That's a great choice. One thing we need to address is the challenge of cold climates. In northern cities, finding appropriate soil that can withstand freezing is tough, but there are synthetic alternatives. I think the real issue is the lack of sunlight during winter months.
That's true, Helen, but we can use artificial grow lights. The real obstacle, though, is the high energy costs of running those lights and keeping the greenhouses warm. It can make the whole operation financially unviable.
You're right. The electricity bills are huge, which is definitely the biggest hurdle. Let's see what Professor James thinks about our structure.
Hello, Helen, Mark. I've looked over your draft. You have some great points, but let's discuss the structure. You've spent a lot of time on the historical introduction. I strongly advise you to cut down the historical introduction so you can spend more time on current case studies. You can keep the photos of the equipment, and you should definitely leave the economic benefits until the conclusion.
That makes sense, Professor. We'll adjust that.
So, what are your immediate next steps?
Well, we plan to draft the final project report this evening, but we still need more primary data. We wanted to interview the farm manager at the supermarket, but he's on vacation until next week.
So, instead, we've decided to conduct a survey of local consumers today. We'll set up a table outside the supermarket and gather feedback on public attitudes toward rooftop-grown produce.
Yes, we'll do that this afternoon, and start the draft tomorrow.
Excellent. Let's look at your section on recommended cultivation techniques for different crops. You have 5 crops: spinach, tomatoes, strawberries, herbs, and melons.
Yes. For spinach, we concluded that shallow soil beds are the most practical. Spinach has very short roots and doesn't need much depth, plus it's cheap to set up.
Agreed. What about tomatoes?
Well, because tomatoes grow upwards and need a lot of physical support, we recommend using vertical trellises. It saves a lot of space.
Good. And strawberries?
We looked at soil options, but actually, for strawberries, hydroponics is highly effective. Growing them in water with nutrient solutions leads to much faster growth and prevents pests.
Excellent. And what about herbs, like basil and mint?
Like spinach, herbs can grow with very little root depth, so shallow soil beds are perfect for them as well.
Yes, they don't need expensive setups.
Finally, melons. They are heavy fruits.
Yes, but since space is limited on rooftops, we can actually grow them upwards using vertical trellises, as long as we use mesh nets to support the weight of the fruit.
That's a very clever solution. Well done, both of you.
That is the end of part 3. You now have 30 seconds to check your answers. Before you listen, you now have 30 seconds to read questions 31 to 40. Good afternoon, everyone. Today we are going to explore the fascinating mangrove ecosystems associated with the Great Barrier Reef region. These coastal forests, situated at the junction of land and sea, play a critical role in maintaining the health of both marine and terrestrial environments. First, let's look at how these remarkable plants have adapted to their harsh environments. Because they grow in waterlogged, anaerobic soil, mangroves have developed specialized vertical roots called pneumatophores. These roots grow upwards out of the mud to absorb oxygen directly from the air. Another major challenge is salt. To tolerate high levels of salt, some species can filter it out at the roots, but most species excrete surplus salt through their leaves, where it forms visible white crystals before being washed away by rain. Moving on to their ecological roles, mangroves are incredibly important. First and foremost, they act as a natural barrier, protecting coastal areas from the destructive forces of tropical storms and wave erosion. Furthermore, their dense root systems trap sediment flowing from rivers, which prevents silt from smothering corals and significantly improves water clarity in nearby reefs. Additionally, these coastal forests provide a vital nursery habitat for various species of fish, giving young marine life a safe place to hide from predators before they venture out into the open ocean. Despite their importance, these ecosystems face severe threats. In recent decades, extensive coastal development, particularly to build infrastructure for tourism, has destroyed large areas of mangroves. Another major issue is pollution. Specifically, agricultural runoff containing fertilizers and pesticides washes into the estuaries, causing severe damage to the delicate balance of the mangrove soil. Furthermore, global climate change presents a major threat through rising sea levels, which drowns the intertidal zones where these trees thrive, making it impossible for them to survive. Fortunately, there are several conservation efforts underway. Many community-led programs are now focusing on the restoration of degraded forests by planting native seedlings in damaged areas. Finally, modern technology is playing a crucial role. Using satellite imagery helps scientists track forest health and map changes in mangrove cover over time with incredible accuracy. This data allows for more effective planning and protection strategies. That is the end of the listening test. You now have 30 seconds to check your answers.